Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of the Deluded Reds Podcast. And
Yes.
we have Nitesh Bhai here today, one of our favorites at Kop screenings. And we have Nitesh here because for just for that backdrop over there. I mean, we were at his place sometime back from over, and we were impressed.
Right.
I thought it's because you're giving credit to me and my passion towards Liverpool, but it's all right, no problem.
So let's talk about Klopp baby today. Let's talk about Klopp. I think Klopp deserves an episode because of the timing, because of the extension, because of where he's taken us to the pinnacle of world football, I would say. Yeah, the normal one. So Nitesh, before we start anything, sorry Pramod, I forgot this. This was very important. Just follow me when I say this, okay? Jurgen Bhaiya, Zindabad.
Zindabad!
Jurgen Bhaiya, Zindabad.
Zindabad!
Jurgen Bhaiya, Zindabad.
Zindabad!
Oh,
Zindabad.
But for this extension, Ulu Bhabi!
Ula Bhabi.
Ula Bhabi.
Zindabad.
Ula Bhabi Zindabad!
let's get started. First question, okay? Let's start with Nitesh. Klopp is extended till 2026. We've got 2 more years on top of the existing 2 years that we have with him. How do you feel? What do you think? What's going on in your mind? What's going on in your heart? And let's talk about the feel-good factor. Let's talk about the worries that we've been facing.
Wow. I think for any Liverpool fan, I can say that we have been through so many tough times. We have been through so many troughs in the whole followership of Liverpool that getting all these good things together in a single year is something which we can't digest very easily. Okay, we are having an amazing season so far. Okay, I hope it turns into some good trophies in the cabinet. And over the top of that, the person whom you wanted in your club for a long time, the person I think probably the best signing of the decade for Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp, he decides that he should spend some more time in Liverpool. Could not be a better timing, could not be a better fuel to the already ship, the good ship we are sailing right now. So it's like, I mean, everything good has come together now for us. I do also have a feeling that it's, this one part of building a club, that is where Klopp was brought into, that okay, fine, Liverpool is in shambles right now, but you need to build a club. And a lot of managers are being hired to build the club. But one tough thing which Klopp will now face the next 4 years is from building, which he has now built to a very good level, but from there to the transition of the club. Because you'll see so many good players who will be towards the end of their career now, or at least they'll be end of the contract. Some may leave, some may stay. And if you see 2025-26 season, the last year of Klopp in Liverpool, you will not have these players around there, right? So we have been doing very well last 2-3 years because Klopp has built and now the ship is sailing well. But how does he transition to a team which will sustain after he has left without these star players? So I don't think I can recollect a manager in Liverpool who has done rebuilding plus transition. And these two things, like Klopp has done the first part really well. The second part, let's see how he does that.
That's true.
Yes.
I think very good point.
We'll need a Paisley.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a Paisley after Klopp. And I think just like Paisley, Klopp is again a very good man manager and very good in terms of getting the talent, the right talent for Liverpool. A right talent, not by skills, but by the passion for the football, the passion for the teammates. So I think if he gets people like Luis Diaz, who are young, who are like straight away on the go, right there on the match, from the very first go, they are into the team. If he can those kind of good players, and he can leave after that, it's a very good platform for the next manager to come in and then take it from there.
Absolutely.
Right. It's massive, man. Like Nitesh said, I feel this is the best signing Liverpool has done in the last 30 years. Okay, not just this decade. But what he's doing, he's building everything from ground up, and he's building everything ground up, and it's just, I mean, it's every facet the management and the way he's been developing the young talent. We have an amazing under 24 talent. I mean, right now we have a B team full of under 24 people who
Pramod
are
should
just
know about under 24
right,
players.
right, right. So we are on to the jabs already. But anyway, but see the culture that he's built, it's just and it has happened like so gradually and so beautifully. It's transition step by step by step. I will plug in one hole at a time. Okay, that's how it has gone. The moment he came in, he was not bombarded with, okay, how many titles? Oh, okay, how many titles now? Okay, next year, maybe after that. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
And he's
Exactly.
very carefully, taken that ship. You know what? Just relax. Dude, trust me. You know what? Wait. And that is, I think, that is one aspect that many of the teams don't get. Like United has lost the plot. Tottenham has lost the plot there. Arsenal, maybe they're doing a little better, but they have not focused on uh, this part of it, and it's just so wonderful. I had no idea that we'll be on for this sort of a coke-filled run. Yes, this is a bloody coke-filled quest. This is not this is not normal because even the fans are exhausted, man, for 4 months.
Yeah.
Every bloody game. I mean, look back at 2015 and look back now. It's insane.
You know what's funny? Speaking of 2015, right? Even the first few seasons, even till 2018, till we got into Champions League for the first time, 17-18 season, right? We were pretty much the team that used to give the fans heart attacks,
Yeah.
keep us on the, on crutches. But I recently spoke to a Real Madrid fan, right? And then she was telling me that they are calling themselves, I mean, they are calling Real Madrid Heart Attack FC. Okay. And then it just got me thinking about how far we've come from
Yeah.
How
those days.
tables have turned, yeah.
Yeah, how tables have turned. Like back then, they were the giant slayers,
True.
right? They used to kill teams off, be big, small, wherever. Champions League, man. I think that was a period they won 3
Yeah.
Champions League titles back to back.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Price 3 in a row.
exactly. And then we were there. We were the ones that were getting the heart attacks. And yeah, now the tables have turned. So
Yeah, imagine from that point to this point, we are the favorites, and the Real Madrid are not the favorites, and they're the underdogs in this finals. So as to say,
Here I disagree. This part I disagree, but go on.
I mean,
okay.
that's what the bookies say. I mean, as Liverpool fans, we always know that we are the underdogs. We always know that we are going to take it to the wire and not take it easy at all. And more importantly, the manager knows that.
I
Klopp,
think Klopp, right? I mean, yeah, like the manager, right? I think Klopp has normalized that fact that not to be over arrogant,
the normal
not to
one.
be
Yeah.
the normal one, not to thirst for more. Just settle for one match at a time, settle for one victory at a time. Don't look beyond the 90 minutes. I think these are like very good values that Klopp has brought in. Okay, I think this is one important thing that Klopp has had an impact, at least in my life. Okay, from a philosophical point of view. I don't think uh, there's a better modern day philosopher than Jurgen Klopp. Okay, uh, there were a lot of course, growing up, you have like multiple problems. Your football team not winning is probably the biggest problem, right? For me, that was the case, and pretty much your mood, your state of
Emotions. Yeah.
mind, everything is tied to the team that you love. Your team is not playing good, you have like very bad mood swings, you have lengthy mood swings, or pretty much you have only mood swings, right? You have like probably 1 minute of you smile for a minute, but then you feel sad for an hour, right? I think Klopp, the moment he came on, right, the way he spoke in his very first interview, the words he used, the context that he set, the expectations he set.
Yeah.
No, 4 years, I'll get you something. Till then, don't expect anything from me.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. At least he normalized the fact that, okay, it takes time to rebuild, right? And that is something which I have not seen any manager up until him do. And even after, even across other leagues and other teams, right? I don't think any other manager speaks in a way which connects the fans to them. I don't think anyone talks about okay, you need more time. No manager has the balls to say that okay, I need 2 3 years to rebuild. I will
Yeah.
promise you a title in like these many years. I think Arteta is one exception, but even he's not very explicit in that.
He doesn't convey it well. I'll tell you what, even Ole asked, okay, give me time. But the thing is, it doesn't resonate with the fans.
Yeah.
Every manager, they come, they ask, hey, I want time, I want time. The part that they miss out is, this is what Klopp did. I think not a lot of
Regain.
managers did. Okay, I'll tell you what. Okay. First, see what I can do with the existing resources. Okay, you
Right.
then give me players. First, I
Right.
will show you what I can do with these washed up guys who are so-called not fit for the league. I'll show you this. Okay, first let me show you what is attractive football.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you back me. Okay,
Yeah.
this is where the managers are like, oh, give me time. Now, even this guy, Conte is asking, he skipped all these parts, and Conte is telling, see, Jurgen Klopp is back so well. Even I want to be the Klopp of Tottenham.
Get me world class players.
But
Right.
the thing is, you're missing out an important aspect of building that culture. Okay, showing what you're capable of with whatever you have first, and then you go to the second step.
Correct. Yeah. And that's how you build the belief with the supporters, with the owners, that yeah, he has the potential to do something. He has done something with such a small team. Now let's give him the real powerful arms and weapons, and then let him go onto the battlefield. Yeah.
Right.
And more importantly, I think one thing Klopp does very well is, see, you spoke about intention of getting time to build a team. But the second part about conveying that message, Klopp does it really well because I think he speaks from the heart. He's very clear. Okay. He'll choose the right words, but he'll speak from the heart and say that I want to promise you trophies, but I don't want 20 years for that. The first conference is that I don't want too many years for that. In 4-5 years, I should be here with a trophy, with a good
Mein kuch dikhega. You will see something.
something. If not, then Switzerland is the next destination.
Yeah, actually, he didn't promise what title. He didn't tell Premier League. You'll see something, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the point he was trying to make in that press conference was love the journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Through everything else. Okay. And in this hustle bustle of this quadruple, okay, I feel that a lot of our fans have forgotten that.
Any part.
Living
And
this moment. I mean, 5 years back or 5 years into the future, right? I don't think we will get to see Liverpool play so many games in one season. I don't think we'll be able to brag so much to other fans. Like,
No.
I only get respect from other fans these days. No
Bro,
one.
this is the second English team ever to have played all the matches available in the season. The first team was again Liverpool. Yeah.
I think we are equal in number of games, 63. But I don't think we did 100% back then.
About winning? Yeah, we did not. We
Yeah,
won.
we not won as many games that season as we won this season.
Yeah, no, Baba. That's not what I'm telling. The number of games we have played this season and 81 season is 63.
Okay.
But in 81, we did not play 100% of the games. Because there was an early exit in one of the League Cups or something. The reason it is equal.
Because
the reason it is equal because it was a 42 match.
Yeah, all right. Oh, I see.
So this is the first time this is happening in England.
Yeah, that we're playing all the possible available matches.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
And Hendo over there, like a workhorse, he's played like 51 games this season.
Right.
He started bloody 51 games.
And remember, there was no World Cup intermission between the matches and all. So it was not that compact earlier. Now we're there to play all these matches in such a short period of time. We played, 10 matches in April? I think 9 or 10 matches in April. May we have another 7 lined up?
Yeah, again May. So
I
it's
think we had
basically
9 matches in
70
the space
days.
of-
Sorry, Wadi, go on.
Sorry, I was just saying we had like 9 matches in the space of 21 days in April. That's the number I remember.
Yeah.
You know what? Since March end, I call this a coke-fueled league because coke-fueled quest because from March end to May end, which is like 70 days, we are playing one game every 3 days, 4 days.
Oh man.
For 70 days. I have not seen any team do this.
Yeah.
Okay,
And-
this happens for like a month max. Okay, when you do that, and dude, the injury management of Klopp has to be lauded.
Yeah.
It's improved drastically in the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Now, even players like Navigator are fit, you know.
Please don't say that. Yeah, please don't say that. We need him. We need him a lot.
Credit where it's due.
Yeah.
Gotta give Navi the credit. I mean, the only reason our fans had to get rid of him was he's too injury prone. He doesn't turn up and stuff like that. But he's proven both of them, both of those points wrong, right? Also scored in big games this season, the last couple of games. Also has stayed injury free for majority of the season. I think that has played an important part in us being in the 4 trophies, right? Not just him, also Thiago being fit, also our forward line being fit. No major injuries to any of our players, even to our rotating players. So I think that all fits into the thing. But yeah, the one thing about Klopp I was talking about, right? To me personally, I think emotional stability, mental stability is guaranteed for me for the next 4 years. Okay, why? Because even if I'm having a bad day at work, nothing to do with football. Even if I'm having a bad day with whatever partner or whatever, right? I think it's one Jurgen Klopp interview, match day preview, match day interview that you got to listen to just get back to your senses, to calm yourself down and to feel good again. Because it doesn't matter whether the team is in a bad form or in a good form. He's just so realistic with what he says. He just puts it on the paper, right? And he puts it in a nice way that motivates you to watch the game. I think that stability is what I probably craved for my entire life, and I didn't know that. Okay, and then when I got it, I was like, oh shit, it feels like this is what I was always looking for.
This is exactly what Klopp had promised in his first press conference. What you're saying right now, exactly what he has promised. He had said that when fans watch football, when fans watch Liverpool, for those 90 minutes, they should forget all the problems of their life. The football should be so enjoyable. And he has made people like Wadi to live that life now. He has achieved what he wanted to achieve.
Jurgen Bhaiya! I swear it, dude. I just love that, dude. I think we need to do that as much as possible. If possible, the meaning of that line, I think, should echo to every single corner of the world. Oh yeah.
I have a longer chant in mind, a longer Hindi chant in mind that we're gonna do for the finals. So don't worry about that.
Which finals? FA or the?
Oi.
We got so many
This
finals
is where we are. This is where we are. We're talking about which finals.
I mean, the finals that got over or the finals that's gonna come up?
Yeah.
And don't forget, every league match is a final. So
Right. Absolutely, man. 4 finals plus 2 finals. We have 6 finals to go. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, going back to the, going back to the agenda, I don't know what is the lowest point under Klopp. मेरे को सच में I don't know. I don't know where to look, because even the lowest point, he has somehow, he's just transitioned that. Now one of my favorite points becomes that. So can you guys think of any lowest point under Klopp?
I think
I do. I don't have a football related one, but I would like you guys to give out this one, and then because mine's not a football related point.
Well, the one which I can think of, actually, it resonates very well with what JC said right now. Under Klopp, for me, that was the lowest point, and suddenly at the end of the whole story, it became very positive. And this was the last season. So after so many years, 30 years, we won the Premier League, and now it was time to defend our title. And the defense was in shambles. It was pathetic because of
Burnout season.
2, 3, 4, 5 centre back injuries in a way. Like the top 3 centre backs, then Hendo comes, he gets injured. Fabinho comes, he gets injured. We have Nat Phillips and Rhys Williams, and there's another guy, Kabak. Yeah, all these people playing. And that was and it was all over that. Is this the worst title defense ever in the Premier League history? So that was probably, I was feeling very low. I remember with 8 matches to go, we are in 6th position or something. We are 10 points away from the 4th position. That was Leicester City. And I like, how are we going to turn the tables now? Like a champion not even qualifying for the Champions League next year.
Spot, yeah.
Yeah. And it was, and we are losing back to back home matches, one after another. That's coming at the back of 3 years, around 3 years of unbeaten run at home. And then we see 1 match lost, 2 match lost at Anfield. Back to back 6 matches we lose at Anfield. So very, very low moment for me under Klopp that was. But, as a fairy tale story, what happened towards the end from some point when Ellison scored the goal against West Brom. With West Brom, right?
West Brom.
West Brom.
Yeah, and we finishing in top 4 on the last day of the season, from lowest to highest point.
Right. But it was also a burnout season. No, we had back-to-back 98 and 97 points, and then so it'll have ramifications. Yeah, I mean, kabhi to hona tha. Okay, even so we ended with 75 points, if I'm not wrong, right? Last year.
Don't remember. It was around that only, yes. Right.
Yeah, so about 75. So our burnout season giving 75 points, I will put that under the win column.
But Jesse, will you call it a burnout season? Because it was a burnout position. That's what I feel. I mean, other players were still fit and we had decent backup for them. Only centre back.
No, not really. Not really. We were going back and forth even with our central midfielders. It was a mess everywhere.
Yeah.
Because you get psychologically so drained. Okay, after you have to every bloody season it's like 90. You gotta go there, and we are not a City, we are not a Chelsea, we are not backed that way.
Yeah.
If we are taking a loan for 90 million, that debt will not be waived off. Okay, ye privilege, City fans or Chelsea fans, they don't freaking understand this privilege. Okay, we have like host of problems that these people don't have that. So these kind of and burnout, with that burnout, we had 75 points. I'm like, I had nothing but praise after that.
Okay, before we move on to the high points, Pramod, do you wanna talk about the low point?
Like I said, Baba, I don't remember. The lowest point was probably the Real Madrid loss. And in a matter of 4 or 5 years, that just shifted to one of the high points.
Because of the signings?
No. Because of what he sang.
The song.
We went to European Cup. Because
we got the European Cup.
Madrid had all the fucking luck.
I mean, we'll keep on being cool and bring it back to
Liverpool. And he did.
He did it.
And he did. Right next year, he did it. I mean, so it's absolute agony. You're down there. Okay. By the way, I started crying after 30 minutes of the game. It was still 0-0. I started crying at 30 minutes of the game. After the Salah injury. So I'm like, we are all way down. And then to turn it around in such a beautiful way. Anyone does it. Any one manager does this. Okay. Partying the next day after a loss. You know how it would look? It would look, oh my God, it would just, it wouldn't look right. Okay. When Klopp did it, remember what effect it had on unanimously all the Liverpool fans.
Yeah,
absolutely. It was unanimously flipped for all Liverpool fans. Yes, this is the man we want.
Exactly.
This movie Karate Kid has a very amazing dialogue which I love. It says that life will always knock you down. It's up to you to decide whether you want to stay there or get back up.
Right.
Okay. And Klopp has done this twice. Champions League loss, getting there, and then another low point was we losing by 1 point to Man City. And next season we win it. We win the season with few matches to go.
Right.
So I think that season was very bleak. I think that was probably one of the darkest moments of our life. Also because there was light all around. I mean, you couldn't complain. You're in the finals of a Champions League. You're 1 point behind leaders after 36 games, 37 games. and still there's no guarantee that you're taking home anything.
Nothing at all.
For
Yeah.
all we know, it could have been zero,
Yeah.
right? So I think, yeah, that's one thing. But
So
yeah,
that's your lowest?
no, my lowest, I think I would tie it to two things. One is the Sevilla loss, and the second is when he lost Coutinho. Okay. I don't think it's documented well enough. Okay. But I think Coutinho was a very integral part of Klopp, and Klopp felt it. Klopp, in his press conferences, uh, I don't think Klopp has ever tried to retain a player as badly as he did to Coutinho. Okay. So we can all say that, okay, we sold Coutinho and, we got a better player, we got better players. But I think deep inside, Klopp would still have that regret of letting Coutinho go. I think personally, he would have like had a major. Uh, I'm glad there was no meltdown, but it seemed like okay, that was on the horizon. Okay, because that saga was dying for a really long time. He
Yeah.
did not have any injury, but he didn't play for almost 6 games continuously, and that's not a joke. That's almost a month of not playing, and the fucker goes to Brazil and plays when he's on international duty and comes back and again doesn't play for the next 2 games. All right. And then Klopp brings him on slowly and integrates him into the team and stops taking any questions. The journalists ask about Coutinho. I think that would have really hurt him. Okay. I think for me also, I think it was a very low point because Coutinho was everything. Okay.
And despite that, Klopp and going through all this, Klopp still had nothing wrong to say about Coutinho, nothing bad to say about Coutinho. And the way he dealt with the situation, he knew that Coutinho is not in a good mindset.
Exactly.
Still saying that he's got a little back injury, a niggle or something like that. That's why he's not playing. Rather than saying that he's not mentally.
He was backing Coutinho so much,
Yeah.
And it always pains, that just shows how good a leader he is. Okay. So that's one thing. And I would actually tie this with the Sevilla loss. I think that is the lowest point when probably I myself doubted Klopp and all that he said in the first few months of being here. And also, I think maybe even Klopp doubted himself after that Sevilla loss because it was not like the Champions League final loss. When we lost the Champions League final, the next season we were like back, we were running, right? It wasn't the case after the Sevilla loss. It was still a very slow start. And also the Sevilla loss, right? It was a huge blow for Klopp because that was his fourth final that he lost back to back. And the banter, I mean, I wouldn't say banter. I think it's the media narrative, right? Which is like so much in your face. You've lost these many back to back. Do you think you can take Liverpool to the top? Do you think you're good enough? Stuff like that. I think it was very tough for me also as a fan to see someone you love, someone you respect being asked such stupid questions. But yeah, it did make me also question where the fuck are we going? So yeah, that's my lowest. But yeah, I think now speaking of high moments, Nitesh, what's your highest?
I think we'll be here till Tuesday.
I got to pick up those high moments from this. Okay, it's gonna be a little weird, but this. So, what are you talking about? That doubt which you had from about Klopp, and even the doubt sustained till the end of that Europa finals. I think there's one moment where it was like that. Heart-wise, I felt the high for Klopp, and where he stood to his doubters of believer concept was when he celebrated with the whole team the 2-2 draw against West Brom.
West Brom, yeah. It's always West Brom, isn't it?
Yeah, somehow from Gerrard goal to this point. Okay, so that's the point where he walked his talk. He said that I want the supporters to be with me, and then after the match he went there, celebrated without giving a damn to what the world will say about it, what journalists will say about it, what the rivals will say about it. He went and celebrated like it was a league win or a trophy win.
Exactly. This, him celebrating, right? It was the biggest mockery that I've ever seen being made on Liverpool. It was, people laughed at it way more than the Gerrard slip, more than the Gerrard's, Favell game.
Yeah.
Right? I've never seen fans, laugh at me, come to me and say, "Hey, what is this? That this like your manager like celebrating a 2-2 draw and all." Like people who don't know football are like, "Kya you support this team celebrating a draw? Kya ho liya?" So yeah, I mean that was how it was.
I think Klopp doing it like a hit to the guts too. Okay, he called the players and let's go there. So it was more of a message to the cop there that thanks for the support for the 90 minutes, because he said in the post interview that I loved what Cop did in that match. They were shouting, and I think it was again Origi who scored the injury time winner there, not winner, the equalizer
Draw.
there. Yeah, again Origi.
Till 85 minutes, it was 2-1. The
Uh-huh.
West Brom was leading.
Uh,
And then I think it was Origi too. Yeah.
just like West Brom, Origi also pops up every time for such legendary moments. So yeah, and then he went and told them that thanks for the support. This is what I want from Liverpool.
Thanks for not leaving.
That's what. Not, thanks for not leaving. Thanks for chanting your heart out till the end when you were torn down. So I think that was for me one of the highest moments.
I think it also reinstated the fact that as a fan, it's your fucking responsibility to back your team, whether it's winning or losing.
Correct.
Doesn't matter if your team is losing.
Yeah.
I think when you stop supporting your team, I think that's when you should just, sever all ties with them and never come back.
Correct. Then you
Or
can't expect the
like
team to
walk
perform
away.
for you if you can't. You can't expect the team to perform with their hearts.
Exactly. Walking away before 90 minutes, I think is the biggest disrespect you can give any professional sportsman or footballer in this
That
case.
reminds me of that meme or that photo where Liverpool winning 4-0 at halftime at Old Trafford, and then you outside stadium they see all Man U fans walking away.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyways, yeah. So that was for me the highest point.
Right. Pramod, what's
Right.
your
Highest point. I think I've already covered it. Yeah. So it's 3 points. One is the West Brom. I think all the fans, I'm so glad that all the fans still remember and we still call it a milestone. I'm just so glad about that. So West Brom, the Real Madrid loss, and then there's a little thing that Pep Linders had told during the masterclass episode. When Jurgen Klopp said, "It's impossible, but because it's you, we can do this." Okay,
Yeah.
just that statement by itself, it's just an empty motivational statement. Okay, but what it means to the players, we know what it means. Okay, as fans. Okay, what does it mean to the players? Just because it's you. Why? There is a support for that line. That support for that line is, we don't want to be the world's best team. We want to be the team that beats the world's best team. That is the thing that completes that motivational statement. Okay. Because see, motivation doesn't work just like that.
Yeah.
Okay. It has to evoke something, it has to evoke a goal. Okay. A desire. If it evokes that, then people will be like, okay, I'm listening now. I want to play for you, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think and that is instilled in everyone around the club. Okay, the assistant manager, the coach, everyone, all the
background
players
staff,
are
yeah.
in sync with that.
Correct.
Everyone knows that this is what we want. We are the most well-drilled team in the world, boys. And this is not me saying. This is the opponents, the players that have candid interviews. This is what they say. And I mean, even in comparison to City and all, they say that Liverpool is the most well-drilled team out there.
Right.
So it's the sync. Yeah. Anyway.
Got it. Cool. So I think I'll go next. I think speaking of the highest moment for me under Klopp, tough call between all the trophies and all the quotes that he said, but I think I have to settle down on the Champions League uh, qualification that we sealed thanks to Allison. I think that was the second last game of the season.
Yeah, it was.
And I think coming back from those injuries, playing Nat and Reese, playing Genie for all the 38 games, I think it has to be the biggest achievement of Klopp. I think that trumps his Premier League victory also. Like I think finishing fourth with this kind of a team is a bigger achievement than anything else. And I
And
think from
remember,
a
and remember, because of that, we are here now today. Like
uh,
because of that, in this position we are.
exactly because of that we're here. And I think from a satisfaction point of view, right? Nothing has been more satisfying than that. People laughing at us for like, hey, seventh position, eighth position, defending champions, worst defense title, all that, bollocks on your face, and then they are nowhere to be seen. And we finished third, not fourth. We finished third that season
Finished third.
after
Wow.
winning the
Yeah,
last two games.
unbelievable, man.
Yeah, man, that was a mad ride.
But I'm also surprised that we all three have spoken about the highest points, and we haven't counted the highest point where JC has cried. Like both the Dortmund match and the Barcelona match, and we haven't spoken about those moments in our top
I
highest.
think, I mean, if we had this conversation like a year back, right? I think we've had this conversation a year back and a year, 2 years back, and that time I think those have popped up. Okay, but in retrospect, he's given us so many good memories that the Dortmund one, yeah, absolutely, that was another mad victory. I think that was like one of the first big European ties which we won, which told us that okay, Klopp and Liverpool are a match made in heaven. I think it was one of the first ties which showed that. But yeah,
See, in the Dortmund game, when they came to Anfield, there's this very beautiful thing that Klopp was trying to say. Okay, he was saying something along the lines that, "Hey, this is my previous love, and I want to show them what I've built here. Okay, I want to show them what I've built here. Okay, they know what I built. उनको पता है. अभी तुम भी देखो उसे. Like even you look at this, okay? And when Klopp for the first fixture, first leg that happened in Dortmund, it was my first glimpse of how important this man is. Okay, when the first leg happened, it was a 1-1 draw, and everybody in the stadium were like fascinated by Klopp. Like there was like 7 cameras around him.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay, there was one camera with him throughout the game. It was like everyone was just, I want to get a glimpse. So looking at that, okay, this man is so important, and I've actually never doubted like
You see
even with the losses because
first
it was
quote,
very clear for me.
the first quote on the top says that it's not important what people think when you come in, but they think when you leave.
when you leave, right?
When you leave,
Exactly.
exactly.
Danke Jurgen. I
Exactly.
think that
So-
was the biggest banner that Dortmund fans had brought in. I think there were like multiple Danke Jurgen flag banners, right? I think it shows. I
Right,
think
right.
we have to better Dortmund fans when he eventually leaves. We should have like better things to say,
I
bigger
believe-
banners to say to show.
Yeah.
First of all, I want an extension in 2026. Okay, fuck off you guys.
Hey, come on.
मेरे
Man.
को 2030 तक चाहिए, ठीक है? अभी you're leaving. I'm not mentally prepared for that. So let's see because
Makes sense. Okay, moving on. Signings and man management. Okay, Nitesh, let's start with you. Best and worst.
Wow. Signings, he has done some incredible signings with time we have seen now. I think all the signings have been pretty good. Picking up one, I think, I'll clearly go with Van Dijk as his best signing because that's one space where we have been really tortured for the last 7-8 years before Van Dijk came. We will score 3 goals, but we'll concede 4 goals. And
Absolutely.
I know as Liverpool fans, we used to watch the match. We are 2-0 up. We are still not. Yeah, our hearts are still not at rest, and we are still worried that because just 2 goals we have scored, we can concede 3 very easily. So Van Dijk signing brought that stability to the team, to my heart, my blood pressure, a lot of things. Once that, and then apart from the defensive, his capabilities and the organization still, and his long balls, diagonal long balls to Salah with the Salah's beautiful touch, first touch always. So that gives us another edge on aggression. So Van Dijk clearly has been probably the best signing for me.
Worst.
Oh, Okay, just because a lot of hype was built around that player, and because we had to wait 1 year to get that player into our team, was navigator. Yeah, and he has not been able to. It's been quite a long time now. He has not been able to perform to those levels with which we expected him to play with. In Leipzig, he was pretty good, box to box, getting those goals, dribbling. Sadly, because of injuries or because he's not able to gel well with the English Premier League way of playing, but I think the least best signing, I would say, not the worst signing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Least best
least
signing is
best
the
signing.
right way to put that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. JC, what about you?
See, I can't really, because I don't look at it like what can I say, Stephen Cocker, because I really don't know how to put this into perspective. I what I am impressed with is optimal utilization of resources. Okay, it doesn't matter. I will use Milner. Okay, I have this to plug the holes. I will use Taki as a number 9. You give, it's okay. It's about what I can squeeze out of anyone is what impresses me. I actually don't have a best and worst this thing, and how he's transformed Hendo.
Oh, that's another good signing actually.
Okay, that's actually a freaking signing for me. Okay, because
Actually, see, that's the thing about Hendo. Okay, he was always good, dude. Even under Brendan Rodgers, right? The 13-14 season,
he was
we
good.
talked about Suarez, Sterling, Sturridge, and Gerrard, but it was very much so Hendo. Hendo was your engine room. Gerrard was just spraying passes. If Hendo was missing for one game against Chelsea, and we managed to lose that game. And
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
people fail to realize that.
Right.
Hendo was
See, I understand that, but Hendo under Beer, Hendo under Klopp are so different. Okay, Hendo under Klopp is just such a pillar. He's a pillar of midfield. Okay, he was good at even before that. Yeah, Gerrard's last season he's been fantastic. Okay, but what he is now, he see, this is something you need to understand. Like Hendo would not have been utilized so well in any other top 6 teams.
Correct. Yep. Agreed.
Okay, so that in that way, I feel that he's a new signing altogether.
Yeah. See the way Hendo now plays for us and the way Klopp has used him in this Villarreal second leg. Remember, we all were watching the match there, and half time we are 2-0 down. We are the first player we want to be subbed in is Hendo. We are asking for. Yeah, Diaz. Yes, we wanted, and then at half time we're discussing let's get Hendo because our midfield has been non-existing in the first half of the match. The first player we're asking for is Hendo. So yep, Hendo has been transformed that kind of
fair
player.
enough.
Yeah. So, what about your worst and best?
Right. So let's start with my best signing. Okay. I think best signing is very close. Allison and Van Dijk. It's tough to say who had a bigger impact because Allison came for cheaper and has a really good impact. But unfortunately for Allison, Van Dijk came in a little earlier, even though maybe a little more expensive, but he came in a little earlier and had a stronger impact. Okay. But I think I would still have Allison. I would just have Allison to get that win that battle slightly because Allison was a world class player when we signed him. He was a world class player, attracting attention from multiple clubs. Okay, and then he chose Liverpool, right? And Klopp being able to pull Allison just 1 year before he had pulled one of his colleagues from Roma, right? He got Salah. That pull that he had, I think it was really shown that okay, this time we're talking business. We're replacing Karius. We're going for the best, right? So I think from that angle, I would probably just go with Allison as being his best, and I think that's paid off, right? And it's not like because with Allison we're a different team altogether. We have way more composure. We can build the game from our goal. I don't think we could do that with even Pepe Reina. We couldn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
No matter how good Pepe Reina was, he was not a ball player. He's not as good a ball player as Ali is. So,
Reina is a fielder keeper. Yeah, Reina you can't compare. He's a fielder keeper.
Yeah, he's a fielder keeper.
This guy is a modern day sweeper keeper. Like he's got all the tools in this thing.
But
So
still, I mean, Allison over Van Dijk, no? I mean, tough choice, but
Tough choice.
it's just because of the goal against West Brom.
Very tough choice.
Just because of that goal, I think you're saying Alisson. Otherwise, you would have been preferring Van Dijk.
No, absolutely not. I think, I mean, yeah, if you ask me this question even like a year back, I'd have probably had the same answer. It would have been a very close tie between Van Dijk and Alisson. I would have tipped over to Alisson because he's the guy with the hands, dude. He's the hand of God for us.
Dude, that reminds me that Alisson, the impact which he has had for Liverpool in terms of Champions League, the save against Napoli got us to the Champions League final, we won the final, and the goal against West Brom, because of which we're in the finals now, and inshallah we win that as well.
Alisson in Champions League. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So speaking of my worst signing, right? I have a very unique way to define these things. Okay, like various factors go into this. I think I wouldn't take performance completely. I'm looking at potential and the need, desperation for a player. We needed a fucking centre back so badly last year. Okay. We were crying out for a replacement for Lovren. Didn't happen. January came. First week of January, we have our 3 main centre backs are all injured. Okay. We are still not showing any interest to sign any centre back. And then on the last day of the transfer window, we signed Ozan Kabak. Okay. And that guy is a baller actually. He was doing well at Schalke. Okay, he had a pretty bad 6 months prior to coming here. But he was a talent. Okay. And he was spoken about a lot, linked to us for at least for 2 years. Okay. And then the way he was underutilized, right? I was like, come on, Klopp, you need to do better. That moment, actually, going back to my previous question, right? The lowest moment under Klopp. I'm sorry, I'm just going back. I just thought of I kind of forgot about this. I prepared for this, but I forgot about this. The lowest moment was when I was not happy with Klopp is that Diogo Jota in a Champions League game last season after we qualified for the Champions League. I'm not sure if you all remember this. I think it was the 6th game of the season, and I think we played Atlanta. Away. And I think Diogo, it was unfucking necessary to start Jota in that game.
And he got injured.
It was a red rubber. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I have never doubted Klopp. I never scolded Klopp. Never used a bad word against him. Never thought of him in any other way. But then when Jota went off at halftime, I was like, hey.
Why was that needed? Why was that needed?
I mean, for sense of purposes, I don't want to say anything now, but I was like, this guy, man, this guy's getting to my nerves. But yeah, also, I mean, that was the lowest period for me also, right? Being a fan of a Klopp managed team. And yeah, then also speaking of the worst signing, has to be Kabak though. I mean, for the potential that he had and for how badly he was, underutilized, he has to be the worst signing that he's made.
Yeah, you can't have 100% foolproof system, right? You will, there will be something that gets out. So yeah, I guess Kabak was not utilized, right? I kind of agree with you. Kabak was not utilized well. And who's that other Serbian kid? His first signing,
Marko Grujic.
Grujic. Yes. Could have utilized him more better, probably, but I had a lot of expectations there. But it's okay.
It's so good, no, that we are struggling to find worst signing. Even Naby Keita, which I said, like he will come up now.
Right.
He's still in the oven.
Quality actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
Yes. So moving on, Nitesh, expectations from this season, quad or not?
Oh, is that a binary question?
Quad or not? Beach mein you can't choose double and all. Quad or not, bus. या तो quad जीतेंगे नहीं तो Leverkusen बनेंगे.
We
live once, we record podcast once. If it rains, it rains. If it doesn't, we go home empty-handed.
I don't know, dude. Expectation from this season has already surpassed because of the first thing which I said, that we got Klopp for another 2 years. So I think we always judge season by the trophies and the things we have won, but still signings play a big role. And Klopp getting two-year extension is already, the season is successful for me. I will not comment anything about the quad. honestly. I do not want to, because now with Klopp there around, I have imbibed that feeling of one match at a time. I am not able to think beyond that. I have become that kind of person. So we'll take one match at a time. We'll see if we win Premier League or not. Pep, it's City's league to lose.
Yeah.
What would make me happy is winning FA Cup and one of these two trophies between Premier League and Champions League. Either at least one of these. That's gonna be a successful season for me. Quad is, oh my god. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do if you win quad.
Okay. So I
Yeah,
think no answer from your end. That means it's no answer.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't give a rat's ass about quadruple, because in this hustle bustle we are forgetting the real thing.
The
I
journey.
feel it's the journey. I want to see attractive football. I want to see that. See, somewhere along the line in this quest, we have become like so calculative, and okay, there is so much at stake. Some of the games, let's go to the strategically. Let's slow down the game. It's all gone to that, and it's like just I am exhausted. Okay, so I don't care about quadruple or anything. For me, I'm a happy fan. I'm already this has been a brilliant bloody season. We got to dream. We have played so much. Okay, that's well enough for me. Okay, you just go out there and play good football, man. That's all I'm asking for. So you can scratch it out for me as well.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But I think now that we've come this far, right? Expectations from the season, I think I would have one thing in mind. Okay, I want either the Champions League or the Premier League. I think I would settle for that. Best case scenario, I would happily take the quadruple. Okay, part of me yearns for the quadruple, which we might get. I think we have a good chance at hitting the quadruple, but it's like, we've seen such high levels the entire season, right? You're bound to drop that momentum somewhere down the line. Okay, and I think that is the only roadblock. But otherwise, I really want us to win the Premier League. Okay, the Champions League is not my priority. I think number 20 matching the scums. I think that's way more important than getting another Champions League, getting more money from that revenue from Champions League. I think those things can wait. Uh,
But dude,
it's
this time the probability is against your wish somehow. Probability of winning Premier League. If you were 1 point ahead of City, I would have had a lot of confidence that we will win the Premier League. But behind City, who is on a winning streak.
See, the only thing working out for us is City must have been psychologically drained
bumbled after
after that
that
Madrid.
Madrid game. Absolutely.
Okay, that's the only small thing that is working for us. Okay, in all the three remaining titles, we are not favorites in any of the three. So Chelsea is a 50-50. Champions League is a
50.
slight edge for Madrid, and then what else? Premier League again.
Yeah.
We've got only a slight thing working for us is they might have been psychologically drained by that. Okay, because their campaign has also been amazing. Okay, let's not forget that.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
They deserve a
played
title,
some
to be very
amazing
honest.
football.
Yeah.
If they end the season without a trophy, right, and if we win the Premier League, I would feel very bad for them.
Yeah, it will be sort of unjust for that because for the way they what they've shown. Yeah, but it does have repercussions. Yeah, I mean this kind of this thing. I mean, and somebody commented on Man City's lack of squad depth, which is I don't know, man. I don't know how long you've been following football.
That's why I don't give a rat's ass if they lose the Premier League and they don't win anything at all. I don't give a rat's ass. Like, fine. We have been on the suffering side for a long time, and I don't want to be a good boy like our team players. Like, we win everything. Pep gets destroyed mentally. He leaves City. He goes away into, I don't know, hibernation.
Oh man, I don't want him to go to PSG.
All this not happening. If he loses, he is not going. I'm sure about this.
But that
If he
also means
loses, Premier League is not going. He'll stay.
But that also means that because he has lost the Champions League semi-final, he'll come back stronger to win the Premier League. So I don't think they will have that mentality block in this next few matches. Rather, they're going to put it all, whatever they have, they'll put it all to win this.
Yeah, I think whatever happens, it's going to be very temporary. Whether they have a bad run in the next couple of games, it's going to be if they have a bad run, right, they're going to be monsters next season. I think they will, you know,
next season they will come back real strong. I totally believe. But I think the only hope I have is West Ham. They lost the semi-final of Europa, so they now have to fight to finish in top 6 here or top 7 at least. So they will give a full force against Man City. If they had won the Europa semi-final, they would have played a very, very weak team against City. So that's the only match I have hope. Yes, yeah.
So I think I may have empathy for City, even if they, draw, miss the league and, they don't win anything. But I don't think I can give them my sympathies, empathy at best.
Yeah.
That's how it works, right? But yeah, that's just life.
बुरा लगेगा, but ज़्यादा बुरा नहीं लगेगा. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad, but yeah, you got that problem.
Okay, yaar, we have too many things to celebrate about, right?
Correct.
Right.
Okay, I think it was good catching up today. I think we have more to talk. It was a very important topic of LFC in 2026. Where do we see Liverpool? So I think that we just want to briefly touch base on that question here. Where do we see LFC in 2026? With Klopp, without Klopp, which players are going to be there? What major players are going to leave? Let's quickly address those.
DC, go on you first this time.
I do see a lot of young players. There's been a constant refresh that's been going on. Okay, now we're going for Chumeni and Fabio Carvalho, and there's so many people coming in, and a lot of young academy boys being groomed well. Okay, we have like Reese Nico. Nico he's setting the championship on fire, man. So there are a lot of guys. Okay, our future is pretty good. Okay, I'm not saying we have already built a world class future. No, it's fine. Okay, I'm 90% sure that Klopp will sign a 2 more year extension. Okay, 90% sure. And even if he doesn't, we'll be in safe hands. Okay, I don't look at future in terms of trophies or in terms of that. Okay, I look at it in what do you stand for. Okay, that's all I care about. Okay, if you have those intentions, if those things are right, I'm happy. So I'm kind of positive about it.
So you think 2026 is going to be a better Liverpool than the 2022 of the Liverpool of 2022?
Well, that conclusively I can't say. Okay, but at least we'll be in. We would have set a very good. Our foundations will be very strong, stronger than what it is now. That I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I think that's what
we learned from Manu and the way Manu wanted to build but couldn't. I think we got to learn from that. Yeah.
No, so I was saying that one of the first things which I said in this podcast, that the transition will be very important for Klopp, and I think that's particular season. And I'm assuming, so Pep has a contract till 2025. I don't know. I don't care. Okay, if they extend or not. But in that last season, it's going to be very important that if Klopp is leaving at the end of the season, we do have the next manager already in place. We already have, we know who's going to be the next manager there. If possible, the next manager should start working with Liverpool as an assistant or whatever at that point in time, so that he imbibes what culture, what traditions, what rhythm Klopp brings about in the squad. That is very important, so that from there on he can take it up. Player-wise, I think a lot of players would have left from the players which we have right now, but we would have very good very amazing upcoming talent. And talent as well as people who have very good sportsmanship and team spirit. They will be there under Klopp that time. So that's what I want in that season. We may not be playing as good as we are playing now because this is the peak what Klopp has built. But I want a stability that time which can have sustainable impact, not like what Man U had after Ferguson era.
Right.
That's what I hope.
I think if you ask me, I think the LFC in 2026 should just have a few. They should just be known for a few things. They should be known for being the greatest Liverpool English team ever. They should be, among the best European teams to ever play, and they should be known for having the best leader that mankind has ever seen. Right? I don't think I have any more expectations.
That mankind has ever seen. And he's finishing it off with, I don't have any more expectations.
Simple.
Mankind में सबसे बढ़िया leader.
I mean, yeah. So I don't know if you saw this poll like a couple of was it months back or what, or even a year back maybe. Klopp was voted the fourth best leader, behind only Winston Churchill and a couple of other people.
Wow.
I think Winston Churchill was one guy who was called a better leader than Klopp. I think it was some list like the 10 best leaders that UK has ever seen or something like that.
Right.
I don't exactly remember the thing, okay, but yeah, it stuck with me. So people globally know, at least in the footballing world, globally people know that okay, Klopp is one of the best leaders out there, one of the best leaders in the game, and I think for the next 30-40 years, this name should shine bright because of all his services, because of the way he conducts himself, because of what he's done to the fans.
Yeah.
And to the players, the confidence he gives, and
Yeah, the prophecy should stay even after he has left. That's what we want.
Yeah, exactly. I think we received that mark. That's probably all I would like.
Guys, I mean, see, this guy is not a Conte, he's not a Mourinho. So immediately after he leaves, the club will not be in tatters.
Yeah.
Okay, so that eye for talent and where I'm leaving the club, all that will be, that transition will happen well. But I'm not prepared to think about Klopp leaving and all. Okay, I live in my deluded world that he's staying till 2030. Okay.
Well, we'll have our share of emotions to share that time when he's leaving. I know it's going to be tough, very tough.
Okay, inshallah, hopefully that works.
Yeah.
And I think that's also the last topic of the day. Thank you, Nitesh. Thank you, Pramod.
Right.
Thank you guys for having me here. Seriously, amazing pleasure to talk, and hopefully you have a good match also tonight. So
Yadav ji, you are like the Thiago of B-Cop, yaar. Of course, we're gonna have you at one point or the another. So this is non-negotiable, and we're really glad to have you.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
I think it's paid off well. I've had a really good talk. I think this is going to be an episode for the ages. I think it's not a very season-specific episode or a period-specific episode. I think we can look back at this episode.
Yeah.
And smile.
Smile. Once again, Jurgen Bhaiya.
Jurgen Bhaiya, zindabad. Ula Bhabhi.
Zindabad.